Aloha. Yes, we're still here today. I think my TV antenna broke, or the local transmitter, one or the other. I haven't figured it out yet. So I can't get the local news on the television. With the local news lacking, and there have been no earthquakes today, there is almost no way for me to tell that there's anything going on down the mountain here 20 miles away. Although it is still continuing, and they say the amount of eruptions are increasing, actually, at Leilani Estates. And with that thought in mind, here's a riddle. What has more fire sales than a furniture store? Answer: the Big Island of Hawaii! Ah yes, distress sale is always a great time for the buyer. If you're looking to buy a rototiller for your garden in Chicago, there's nothing like kicking it out of a snowdrift in January when the current owner needs a snowblower. That's a distress sale. If you like investing for your 401k or your IRA, there's nothing like an economic collapse to be able to go in and bottom feed quality blue chip stocks at bargain basement prices. And when it comes to purchasing real estate in Hawaii, there's nothing like a volcanic eruption. Anytime we have an eruption over here, the media usually plays it up because it's pretty spectacular. And so even if the eruption is actually, taking place down there in the very bottom far corner of the island, where most of us know that the fire is close to the surface, it'll still affect real estate in Kona. That's going to affect the real estate in Hilo. It'll hit the whole state. It might even trickle over to Honolulu, because people generalize. They see pictures in the news of fire coming out of the ground. They go, oh my God, we don't want to be there. Let's not buy a vacation home in Hawaii. Charlie, that 2-acre parcel you bought last year, sell it. We get fire sales over here all the time. I've watched the market. It goes like this. And there's really only, I think, 2 things really that control the price of real estate on this island. One of the eruptions. The other one is when things are good worldwide and people have lots and lots of cash in their hands. They'll come here, and a lot of property is sold here as a cash sale to off-island owners, be it Japanese or American, doesn't matter. People buy in here from all over the world. And when they got cash, like if you sold a home in California and you took part of that money and bought yourself another house in Nevada, took some of it and put it into your retirement account, then what you got left you can turn around and buy a house here in Hawaii, and that's how it often happens. So if there's anybody out there right now who's currently thinking about the idea that, gee, I've always wanted to buy a piece of paradise in Hawaii, no time like the present. As long as the eruption's going on, sales are going to tail off. It could become a good buyer's market here pretty soon. There are factors around it. People who maybe were living in Leilani Estates and still want to stay on the island are deciding to move somewhere else, like Mountain View or Hilo or something like that. And so they might be looking for other houses. But in general, it's time that people start to sell stuff off, try to get rid of it, and definitely any property in Leilani Estates at the moment ain't going to sell for much. In fact, we can't even go in there today because of all the sulfur dioxide in the air. The volcanic emissions are heavy duty. So when there's distress in the marketplace, it's always a good time for the buyer. It's also a really good time, if you happen over here and you didn't know very much about the island, to find out a little bit more about it, because you're going to find places here where it's so peaceful and so sleepy and nothing is going on, that if those folks living there don't have a radio or a television, or they're not connected to the local coconut telegraph, they may not even be aware of what's happened over here. There are other places where when you drive into them, if they aren't erupting now, you can sure see that they had been erupting not long ago. And that'll kind of clue you as to what's a good risk and what's a bad risk. It's all about risk, Everything is. Life is a gamble, period. Nobody gets out of here alive. But some people are gamblers by their nature. and they will take a risk. They figure they're lucky, you know, but if they're a good gambler, they know they'll lose too sometimes, and so I guess it's, you know, easy come, easy go, or whatever. And so if you're a gambler living near the volcano flows, it's, you know, it's possible. As long as you know what you're getting into. The other hand, there are other folks that maybe didn't do their research well enough. I hear folks all the time attracted by cheap prices, and cheap prices here don't necessarily mean that you're in imminent danger of lava. Cheap prices can mean the neighborhood's terrible. Cheap prices could mean there's no roads. Cheap prices often mean no utilities, you know. And they have a lot of different other factors. But cheap prices can also indicate very undesirable places to live. Probably the lowest price real estate on this island right now is the stuff that was inundated by lava during the 1980s. It's cool at the moment. You know, there's nothing steaming out there, although it can come again any time in a region like that. But for now, there are houses out there on the barren lava flows. I wouldn't, but if you own the property before the lava come and you move back, well, I guess that makes sense. You own it, you live there, so. But what has more fire sales than a furniture store? The big island of Hawaii, and I believe in the next few weeks we're going to be going into a fire sale. So come on down. Oh, aloha, hang loose, have a lovely